Digital, it's going digital, baby. It's going digital. All right. We are back like we never left. Let's go ahead and burn some sage for you and I. Burn some sage for you and I. Blessings, my beautiful people, beautiful souls. Blessings to your soul. How you doing? How's your mom and them? Tell your mama Astro said what up. She'll know what you mean. No, I'm just kidding. Let me start. Okay, so let's go ahead and yes, blessings. All right. Dang, I didn't mean to start off disrespecting your mamas. All right, so y'all know how we do it. Let's go ahead and I don't care what type of day you are having, we're going to reset it right now. So let's go ahead and close our eyes, get into a comfortable position. Look, if you got a crystal, if you have a crystal, put your crystal in your left hand, your receiving hand. So I'm gonna use my raw rose quartz and put it in my left hand. All right, so we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose. We're not mouth breathers, right? No mouth breathers over here. So in through your nose and out through your nose. All right? Here we go. One more time, hold it for 3 seconds. Exhale. All right, and one more time, in through the nose. Exhale. Nice, cool. That's a nice reset for your day. I don't care what type of day you're having. It is now reset. So, welcome. We're going to start this thing off with, and I'm sorry, actually, warning, spoiler alert, if you have not seen Secret Invasion, episode 3, turn away now, close your eyes, cover your ears, okay? So, this screenshot is from Secret Invasion, episode 3, I think it's 19 minutes in, or 29 minutes. I think it's 19 minutes in. Can anybody tell me the importance of the screenshot? This is from Secret Invasion. And I know you all are very intelligent, so you're going to be able to tell me what the screenshot represents. Now, somebody in 5D Mystery School brought it to my attention. She watched it because I told them to watch it right away. She watched it and brought to my attention that this episode was shot in 2022. This episode was shot, I repeat, in 2022. Now, can anybody tell me? I know y'all are so intelligent. No, not Atlantis. Something that just happened. It's a recent, something that just recently happened. It's in the Atlantic Ocean, correct? But what just happened right there in that exact same spot? It was all over the news. Right, Mr. EKB, Natasha, a submarine, Titanic. And the scene right after this, they show a submarine, y'all. And just watch the episode because I'm not going to ruin it for how they reference this. But listen, Um, next order, guys. We can sit up here and talk about food shortages all day long, right? We can talk about food shortages all day, but now it's time to stop talking about it and be about it. It's time to get prepared. What show that was? Secret Invasion on Disney Plus. It's time to stop. Thank you for the badge, Asia. Oh, Asia in the buildings. Good to see you, fam. All right, so it's time to stop talking about it and it's time to be about it. Yeah, Natasha, definitely tap in. Now you can go and get you some pots from the dollar store for like $1, for like $1.50, $2. Get you some pots, get you some organic soil, all right? Some pots, some organic soil, and get you some seeds and start to grow your food. Now, here's the thing. Don't get mad at yourself if you mess up, right, when you first start. You might start to grow, you might start to grow a seed and it might wilt or don't be mad at yourself. Like, you have to go through the process of learning the soil, right? Of learning how to germinate a seed, and you're probably going to have to go through the process of trial and error. But wouldn't you rather go through the process of trial and error than never knowing how to grow food, right? So taking a power bath looks like growing your own food. I don't care what type. You can live in a box, right? And you can go have a pot and you can grow your food right there in the box, right? So go to the dollar store. I paid $3 for both pots. They're on sale. Goodwill. All right. You can go get you some pots, get you some organic soil, get you some seeds, whatever type of seeds you want to grow, and start to grow your own stuff, y'all. Take out the codependency on the system, right? Take out you should probably grocery shop for like quinoa and rice, like the staples that you can't grow, but start to take your power back and grow a garden in your apartment, in your bedroom, right? Let's talk solutions, right? Let me find what else I got for y'all. Let's talk solutions. So, before we get to the next lecture, and listen, y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have not watched the next lecture, or if you have not watched my previous lectures, you're going to be lost. All right? Okay, so the next thing is we have this workshop that starts next week. If you are not on Patreon, I would implore you to come over and tap in with Patreon so that you can tap in with what we're doing. This workshop is going to be fasting, right? The reason I just talked about growing a plant, because we're going to be growing a plant at the same time that we're growing, spiritually. So it's going to be a holistic journey that we're starting next week. So the link's in my bio. Tap in on Patreon. Even if you tapped in on the lowest tier, you can still get one free workshop. So I got a bunch of stuff for y'all today as far as like these photos. So give me a second so I can find them. So a good reference for the current lecture and the previous lecture is this book right here, The Lost Continent of Mu. All right, The Lost Continent of Mu. This book is a rare find. You'll probably have to go to a rare bookstore. If you're here in LA, you know where to go. I'm not going to give you my source, but you know where to go. If you're in Michigan, you can go to John King. If you're in ATL, they tore down that bookstore. If you're in ATL, give me a source, but just find your local bookstore, a rare bookstore, and start to find these type of books before they're no longer around, before they're destroyed. So essentially, the point here today is to talk about solutions, to switch it up and talk about things that we're grateful for, to switch it up and talk about how we are evolving versus talking about the negatives. We talked about the negatives. We know what's wrong. We know about artificial intelligence, right? So let's switch it up today and see if we can leave here on a more of like a higher note. And, instead of, I'm supposed to have somebody who's an insider in the industry stop by for the food industry. So hopefully she stops by because she has some news for us. If you're not drinking one herb tea a day, I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay, so solutions. You should start to get really familiar with learning how to pack for an emergency. You should start to get familiar with learning how to prep food, learning how to store. Blessings, Jamie. Blessings, real fancy. Learning how to store, stuff so that it's hidden away. It's not in plain view if your neighbors came to grab your stuff when things go down. Start to learn about defense, self-defense. Listen, I don't like guns either. I really don't. I don't understand the point of them. But learn self-defense, because if you don't even have to be a chess player to look at the setup, to look at what's happening. So let's talk about getting prepared. This week in Patreon, we have been looking at maps. We have been talking about preparedness, staying aware, not from a source of being in fear, but from a source of just staying aware. Because let's say that the power went out today. Would you be ready? And if the answer is no, that's okay. But at least you know that, right? You have to know your strengths and weaknesses, and you have to get ready prior to any major event happening. Because if you're getting ready while the event's happening, you're already lost the game. I've been telling y'all to get ready for the past couple of years. I mean, if you haven't been listening, hopefully you're listening now, because it's July. It's my birthday month. And Fed Now is coming this month. So we're in the thick of it. Okay? So one thing to be aware of is that there might not be, okay, listen, I'm not gonna talk about anything negative, but I'm just going to talk about things that are happening. And also feel free to send in a request, to come on up. I do have a couple of requests. Give me a second, I will bring you up. But I need to get out these messages that are rattling around in my conscious mind. Be prepared for some type of event that might disturb the election process. Also, be prepared for a major job cut to the middle to end of this winter. So if you don't have another source of income, or if you don't have a skill, I would start to learn something right now, because we're probably going to head into a time to where if you don't comply with like the rules, you're going to have to learn how to barter and live without the system. I'm warming up. Just give me a second. The tea is hot today, literally. I'm trying to bring you up on the stage. It's not letting me bring people up right now. I'm not sure what's happening. There we go. Peace, peace.
Peace, bro.
Yes.
Peace and love. Hey, I'm super excited right now. Um, because I've been paying attention to all your recent videos. Well, I've been paying attention for a while. I've been following you. I really just wanted to get on here to like shout you out, give you your flowers while we both can still hear, smell, and sense them. Just to show my appreciation. That's all. I see you, King. Thank you for the work that you do, opening my mind to a lot of information. Much of it I did not know. Um, some of it I did kind of. Really and truly, I got downloads myself. Since like 2010, have been really, really heavy. Um, yeah. So just to kind of, let you know that there are some people out here that really see you.
Hey, I really
And thank you.
appreciate that,
That's all.
man. Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. It's important
Thank you.
for brothers that look like us to tap in more often and show that we are actually on this
Yep.
level versus like head buddy, because the image that's awfully like portrayed is that we like brothers don't like each other, like that we just beefing, like we all in gangs, that we just
Um,
shoot each other, and that's not the case at all. You know.
Not at all. Like I'm from New Jersey and I live in Atlanta right now. So when you mentioned about finding a bookstore in the area, I was just like, damn, they're not. Well, not to my knowledge, a whole lot of book sources here or bookstore sources here. There are a few places in spurts, but they don't really have like that level of information or information that has that depth
Yeah.
of content. You know. Um, so most of the places will provide this kind of secular surface level information. Um, but yeah, we're not all out here after one another. We're not headbutting. We're not all this uniform image that not just the sociological warfare would imply, but also the unfortunate, views that we place on ourselves too from our own battles that we're going through our
Exactly.
spiritual journeys. Um, so yeah, we're here. We're here. While I do have you on the line, I value your time. But real quick, if I can, do I have your permission to do so? To just
Yeah.
kind of give you a quick, I'll be brief. Okay. Um, so back in 2010, I was in this deep meditative state. I was at my mom's house in Maryland, and I went to sleep on her couch, just really pondering on the idea of flight, because I've always had this thing with being in the air. And I found out later on down the line that I was astral projecting XYZ. But in this particular experience, one of many where I was quote unquote visited. And this is my first time going public about
Wow.
this stuff. Uh, like I was visited, and I was shown the inner workings of quote unquote flying vehicles. The so-called UFOs. They give a new name or new term for them now. But this conscious thing came to me and was like, these are my inner workings. And since then, I went on this like compulsive, obsessive uh, study and taking copious notes on how to build and develop flying vehicles or flying cars using what we now know as magnetohydrodynamics. There are so many different ways and methodologies of actually producing lift, and there are other worlds out here that exist, and they're right in front of us, but we just don't see them all because we're not consciously on that level or vibrationally in that world or in that realm. But having been exposed to some of it, I can tell you that it's very real. um, and just kind of relating to the information that you have put out already. Um, these beings, I mean, while they didn't tell me exactly where they were from, they're from right here. That's the trippiest part about it. They're literally right here among
Mm-hmm.
us, literally. Um, we can't see them all. We see some of them, and not everybody has the. They're not at the point in their spiritual progression to even see or
Mm-hmm.
comprehend this information. So, you know, it's not on everybody's agenda to even get to that level, and that's okay. Um, I say that for those who are so fired up about the information when they first get it that
Yeah.
they just want to go out and tell the world. Um, but yeah, it's not for everybody, and it's not for everybody at the same time. Some people wake up when they're supposed to wake up.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
that's my bit.
Here's the thing about this type of information, um, is that mystery schools are as ancient, um, as information itself. And this information used to be available to, um, like souls that sought it, but you had to go through like you had to go through initiation rituals and tests, like just to even be considered. But now it's like doing it on a public platform like this, it's going to touch who it needs to touch. Like you don't have to force it. There actually is a lot of feedback, especially from bots on TikTok. Um, but it's the message kind of reaches out, and when the student is ready, the word is God. So it's going to touch them and it will save them. Like that is the whole story. Like you can just read that quote in the Bible, like the word is God, and you can shut the Bible. Um, because us having conversation, like exchanging words, because words are energetic signatures, like they kind of, anyway, I don't want to go. Words can set your reality, right? They leap from your tongue and then they create your reality. So the information that we give out to people and the spiritual downloads that turn into me going down these rabbit holes, it's all predestined in a way. So me being the vessel to deliver the information is only me following through the reason why I came into this human body in the first place. So me planting the seeds is going to, people are going to notice like the fruits of what I'm saying if they choose to water their own garden, right? It's once you try to force anything, it becomes tainted. So I never try to force anything. I just follow instructions and I release the information. You know, like that's the best thing that you can do, and just do it with integrity. So yeah,
That part,
most
heavy
definitely.
on that.
So no, thank you, my brother. Thank you for
Thank you,
stopping by,
King.
man. I really appreciate you,
My
man. I'll
pleasure.
see you
My
soon. All
pleasure. Absolutely.
right, peace.
Okay. Peace.
All right, y'all. So let's talk about it. Who else is here? Let's bring some more people up. Let's talk about it. Let's hear some more word. I want to just observe today and listen.
Blessings, brother. Blessings to you.
Blessings, my brother. How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. You caught me with my bonnet on. We doing good. We just, just chilling. How about yourself, brother?
Man, I'm floating. I'm feeling great today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My,
Just going with the flow, man.
we're good,
It's
man. We're good.
yeah, I feel like just feel like you can just we're getting ready. That's what I feel like. Like we're all just getting ready, just prepping and just setting your stage, and just getting ready. What about you, man?
Yeah, man. I feel the same way. I feel like a lot of people can see that it's almost like the calm before the storm. Like everything's kind of gotten back to normal. Things are seeming like they're moving slowly, but we know there's something right on the back end. There's something coming. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to get my bug out bag ready. I've been trying to detox and get this whole fast going. So, but really one thing I was getting big on is I know they're about to shut the power off and they're about to do something crazy with this power grid. So I've been trying to let people know around me to stock up on food, water. But one of the main things is going to be entertainment. You know, while we're in the house, you want to be able to entertain yourselves and learn. And look what just came into the house today. I just got, ooh, look at this one. So we got burgers.
Fire.
I know, this one is
What?
good because it tells you all about like the secret ones. Because I know I'm in Colorado and I know that there's one in, hold up. My map. I got a map on the wall, but it's not the best. There's one on the four corners, you know, like where New Mexico and Colorado, and then there's the other two states. But
Yeah.
ray line on that one, and then also, I know you know about this, that Nas funding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So definitely want to get on your
wait, hold up.
knowledge.
I think
Oh
you just
yeah, I was
passed the
just
good.
about to.
Oh yeah. I was about to
Yeah.
say, wait.
Yeah, I've been seeing you on
man.
this the last few weeks. I was like, finally, somebody's actually putting love into Move, because that was, you know, they always try and talk about Atlantis and all these, you know, Tartaria, but with Mew, that's really where a lot of the civilization started. So, good stuff, brother. I've been
That
watching your
is
videos, and it makes me so happy to see that somebody, especially as prominent as you, is bringing attention to something like this. So, I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you, and it's good to see like-minded brothers just, you know, aware, wise, just ready, staying ready, and they try every single day to paint us in another image, man. That's why every single show on Netflix, it's either the only black guy you see in the show, he's either, no offense to anybody who's watching, he's either homosexual or he's like some type of gangster. It's like that's the only type of image that they want people to know us as. So when we show up as this, when they see us with a book in our hand, we're more dangerous in that image to them than us holding a gun any day. So it is a blessing to see more brothers with books in their hands and cats in their arms.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. That's the one thing they don't want to see. And one of the biggest quotes I heard, I think it was Dick Gregory. I forget what it was. I heard it a long time ago, but it said, if you want to hide something from a black man or a black woman, you put it in a book. And
Facts.
I know when I was young, reading was never pushed on us. It was almost like you just kind of skim through it. You know, skimming through it was okay. We have those apps where you can just type in a book and it gives you all the bullet points. But through school, you have the words, how to read them, and then reread them and figure out what you're really listening and looking at instead of just regurgitating, you know, what's on the paper. So,
Exactly.
So it takes some self-love, some individual, like, you have to be able to really love yourself and know that you want to build up, you want to get closer to source. And I always be rambling, so I forget where I was going with that point. But
bro, you're not rambling. The word is flowing. The word is God. We just flowing, bro.
Yes, sir.
This is religion right here.
Yeah. But good to see you, brother. And I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I'm gonna show you this new crystal I got.
Hey.
Hey, I got this. This is a palm crystal. It's a 7 chakra one. Hold on, let me switch the camera.
Oh, okay.
Right, she got good vibes to her. So, wanted to share that out to the community.
Yeah.
Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's staying blessed, staying healthy. And like I said, I appreciate you, brother, for all that you do.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, listen, feel free to stop by anytime, man. Most definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hop in my DM too. Hop in my DM. I got a book for you.
Oh, definitely. I'll hop in right now.
Right,
I got you, brother.
Peace.
All right, stay up.
Yes. I love to build my brothers, man. Going back to the book, look, if you can scroll on Instagram for 20 minutes, then you can set like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You can set a 10-minute timer, read a book, grab you a cup of tea, sit by a window, and just read a book. And do that every single day until the book is done. Or if you don't have time or the attention span to sit down and read a book, just go on YouTube, find the audiobook, listen to the audiobook in your headphones while you're out and about doing what you need to do. But it's important to tap into this information while you still can. Have you not seen Fahrenheit 451? You have to tap into this information before they burn the libraries, before they shut down the internet, before they make it vanish. The word is God. Hello? So it's important that we continue to pass down the truth in the form of pure, untainted word, right? You know, it's also important to do your own research, because I am grateful that your presence here is consistent, but you can listen to what I'm saying, but verify what I'm saying by doing your own research, right? Do your own research so that you can solidify in your consciousness and in your being that what you are hearing is the truth. My truth doesn't have to be your truth, but it would be nice if you verify what I was telling you, right? It just makes sense. Critical thinking. Don't just believe anything you see on the internet. That's silly. Always verify. Another thing is that, you know, we like to say like college is useless, and in some ways it is. But one thing that college teaches you is how to be a critical thinker, how to research, how to think for yourself, how to form relationships, interpersonal skills. What sources are. Because you'll be surprised, a lot of people don't know how to research, don't know how to find the truth. Going to Google, typing in something, and then going to one page, it's not called research. You have to go out, tap into some books, meditate. Research is also listen to your spirit guides, because a lot of information that you're waiting on to find in books, you can get through a spiritual download, through a dream. Yes, my solar return is coming up, July the 20th. July the 20th. Listen, this lecture coming next week, man. If they let me drop this lecture next week, then stay tuned, because I think we're about to beat the game, y'all. I think we're about to beat the game. One thing that's important is that your son's birthday is July 20th. Okay. One thing that's important, let's go down just a little bit of just a tiny rabbit hole here, is that when you start to look at ancient civilizations, right, you will start to see that there have been a lot of changes. There has been a lot of let's just say creating of players and then wiping them out from the game. Creating players and wiping them out from the game. So what that looks like is if you're a creator and you made your own simulation, right? Let's say you have an ant farm. You have ants, you put them in the ant farm, and you observe them, you notice what they do, whatever. And then you get a call from the store, the ant store, and the guy's like, hey man, those last ants that I gave you, they were nothing. These new ants that I have, they can build faster, they're smarter, okay? You see where I'm going with this. Now you empty out your ant farm, you wash it, and then you go and you get these new ants, right? You have them for a couple years, and then you get a call from the same guy, and he says, hey, those last ants that I gave you, bro, nothing. These new ants. And then it keeps happening like that, right? So, no, Mar, for real, time is flying by. Like, time is literally flying by, but that's a whole nother, don't let me go down that rabbit hole. So what has been happening is that it should be obvious and apparent, especially if you've been following me for a while. The creator, he makes players of this game. The players, they reach a pinnacle of intelligence. Stonehenge, pyramids, mounds, migration, wipe them out, right? These players only get so far, they start to figure out the simulation, boom, flood, a great flood. The floods happen time and time and time and time again. And it's like these floods happen on a timer. So really the creator doesn't even have to come down and wipe us out. It's an autonomous type of thing. Okay. Should I go down this rabbit hole? Because, okay. So the sun and the moon, right? They work off of Wi-Fi. That's how they are able to spin in the way that they do, right? And so the acceleration of the sun and the moon is what we call time speeding up. Time isn't speeding up. The sun and the moon are rotating faster. The rotation, the acceleration of the sun and moon is set on a timer. Ooh, I'm giving away my next lecture too fast. Hold up. Anyway, no, I'm good. So the sun and the moon, they're set on a timer, right? And the sun and the moon, they're moved by a certain force. If you want to know what that force is, stay tuned for the lecture next week. But when I say every single ancient civilization who has figured out the game, if you don't know what the game is, watch Westworld. So, every ancient civilization that has figured out the game has been wiped out. And the relics that they left behind, we are now seeing, and we say, oh my God, it's Tartarian building. Oh my God, we found this figurine in the dirt that has a cross on it. Hello? And we keep these, and as you see in my lectures, these are remnants of the past. But when you find these remnants of the past that we call relics, they all tell you the same story. Now, you're told this like throughout your entire life, from the moment that you're born up until the moment you leave the simulation, through commercials, through television shows, through films, through music, even something as simple as Birdman being from New Orleans and signing the artist Drake. What I just said, Birdman being from New Orleans and signing the artist Draco. Bruh, listen to what I just said and then wait for the lecture next week, because nothing is by chance. Everything is set up for like a stage. And the way that they tell these stories is through the death of a celebrity, the tragic death of a celebrity, or through television shows, or through jingles, through nursery rhymes that we remember when we're 30 years old, that we learned when we were 5 years old, and we knew our entire lives, and we're like, oh my God, this nursery rhyme has been programming my subconscious mind my entire life. Holy shit. Yeah. Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry over spilled milk. Does anybody know what the true meaning of that phrase is? If you do, tell me right now in the comment section. Because if you don't know how that little phrase, don't cry over spilled milk, tells you the story of everything, then you will know next week. You might be thinking, don't cry over spilled milk, it just means not to take things so seriously. No, that phrase is the story of our entire life, but it's coded and it's hidden in a small little rhyme that you think means nothing. That's just a small example to show you everything, absolutely everything is coded in signs and symbols, y'all. You should know by now the shows on Netflix that you're watching, like, they're not just for entertainment anymore. I'm not even auditioning for like stuff as much as I used to, because the industry just like, these shows aren't just shows anymore, y'all. They are previews of the future, previews of nefarious plans. And if you're not aware spiritually and mentally, then you have to be prepared. And I hate to sound so harsh by saying this, but you got to drop anybody around you who's not on the same way, because they are anchors and they will bring you down. So if you go and you watch a movie, a child's film like Mona, like Raya, like A Strange World, like these Disney shows that they're dropping now, all of those shows are programming the subconscious mind of the future generation. So if you watch those shows with your third eye open, you can see exactly what they are trying to set them up for in the future. The meaning of life is for you to get out of this trap. And how do you get out of this trap? Now listen, I'll say this live. You can catch all my lives on YouTube. Y'all, if you're not tapped in on YouTube, tap in on YouTube. I'm going to start to do a lot more exclusive stuff and probably move my lives to YouTube soon. So just tap in on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube, okay? But, and plus the viewing experience is just a lot better on YouTube anyway, right? Every time I like somebody, I just go and find them on YouTube. Exactly, Amber. Hey, family in the building. Yeah. So okay. So I'm trying to catch what I was just saying because I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. So you really have to know that everything that we have been saying in the past as a conspiracy is now our present, and nothing is what you think it is. Nobody is who you think they are. Nobody is playing for the side that you think they're playing on. Even Elon Musk. Y'all remember when Kanye said that Elon was a Chinese Go find the tweet. Anyway. So here's what's happening. Your subconscious mind is being programmed every day through signs and symbols. If you turn on Netflix right now, you're going to see Evil Dead this, Demon that, Kill this, Serial Killer that. You can choose to hit play, but just notice every time that you hit play, you're going to set yourself back. You're going to lower your frequency, right? And I'm not being a hypocrite because sometimes I don't watch anything that says like demon and stuff like that. I started to watch Demon Slayer, but I stopped it because I was like, there's some more animes. Let me stop. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that we are in a preoccupation and we are in the same type of living space that the ancient Egyptians were in, that the Aztecs were in, that the Incans were in. The reason that they were able to build the structures that they were able to build is that the frequencies of the universe was different. Earth is shifting from 7.83. We're turning that dial on the radio and we're evolving. Most of us are evolving. And what I mean by that is if your DNA isn't tampered, then you are evolving. Read between the lines. This same, I'm not being hyperbolic, the same type of energy, the magic dust that they were able, right? Like the giants, the large trees. Notice, has anybody noticed that people are getting taller? So here's how we have to get back to what the ancients knew. And listen, what I'm about to say is not going to sound pleasant. It's probably going to be something you don't want to hear because you're so programmed to like toxic shit and to like twerking all day, right? Anyway, you have to learn to live a life that is built on the foundation of integrity. That means not lying, not stealing, not cheating, not killing. Being present, loving genuinely. That's not lying. Because the ancients knew, and you'll see, you know, as you continue this week and next week, is that the Egyptians believed that when you leave this physical body, that your soul is weighed up against a feather. Meaning, did you clear karma or did you accumulate a lot of bad karma? When you are given the option to do right or to do wrong, which one did you choose? If you chose wrong, I guarantee you're coming back. Y'all, how would you live your life if you knew that every single thing that you did will come back to you? Every time that you call up your friend and you're like, you start to gossip about somebody, every time that you judge somebody, every time that you hit somebody, whatever you do, any action that you take from any type of kinetic energy that you use in this world to do harm to somebody else or to do good to somebody else, whatever action it is going to come back to you. I promise you that. This isn't my opinion. This is a universal law that all the ancients knew. So with knowing this, wouldn't you rather just shorten your time here with living a honest and pure life? Like it makes sense to me. Like it makes sense to me, but like I don't know. I guess it's not that easy or else everybody would be doing it. So here is why it's not the main driving factor of our culture. Music, food. I'm in the gym at 4 a.m., right? 4:30 a.m. And what I'm hearing is like from the TV, you know, they got like the music on the playing, like the music, like the rap music. I sound like an old person. The rap, these young kids in there beat bop bitty bop. The rap music that's coming out, you can feel it now. Like when you can get so sensitive to where you're like, oh shit, this music is like a weapon against my chakra system. And that is what music is now. Music is weaponized, right? The same people that own Vanguard, right, own the prison system. Like they invest in the prison system, and then they invest in the rappers, and then the rappers are the ambassadors for the prison system. They might as well wear t-shirts that have like prisons on the front of them, because when you advertise guns, when you advertise shooting your homies, rolling up on the ops, you are guaranteeing that some young man, young man that's easily persuaded, or some young woman that's easily persuaded, is going to believe the shit that you're saying that you don't even do in your real life. You're just an actor reading these lines, right? They're going to go out and shoot somebody, and then they're going to end up in prison, and then the people that own the prison, they just made money. It's a whole autonomous pipeline that guarantees that our people that look like me never reaches up to the truth, right? Because if you're always fighting, if you're always surviving, going to your 9 to 5, you don't got time to think about a fucking simulation. Sorry for my language, but that's just the truth, right? You can only catch Instagram videos and stuff on your lunch break, and like when you're off of work, when you're trying to get enough sleep to go back to work tomorrow. So they got you in a trap, bro. The way out of this trap is awareness. You have to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but to ourselves can free our minds. Bob Marley was giving y'all the keys, bro. So mental slavery is a real thing. Our ancestors were in physical slavery. We are in mental slavery. And we choose to be in mental slavery. You don't have to listen to this music, right? You don't have to listen to this music. You don't have to go to McDonald's. You don't have to go to Burger King, because every time you eat that burger, you're lowering your frequency. How long do you want to be? How long do you want to be in reverse? How long do you want to be in reverse, and when do you want to go and drive? Because like I said, every time you make a bad decision, every time that you open up your mouth and you talk about somebody when you don't have to, you simply just don't have to say anything that's negative about anybody ever. That's a great idea. And when you stop doing everything that sets you back, you start to go forward. And you stop looking at people like me wondering like, how are they, like enlightened and all. Bro, everything that's in me is in you. Nobody is, right? All you have to do is stop contributing to the things that set you back. You are a god, but they got you out here thinking you're a pawn. Bro, like right now, if you are not on the road to enlightenment, it's like being next to a lake and dying of starvation. We are living in a time right now where it is so easy to come up and be a like tap into your innate talents, because I promise you, y'all got some talents laying dormant within you, whether you're a clairvoyant, whether you're a dream psychic, whether you're clairsentient. If you're here, I promise you, something brought you here, and you need to figure out how to tap in right here, right here, right here, your chakras. Before you go to sleep, ask the truth to be revealed to you in a dream, and it will be so. Throughout your day, ask for the signs to be revealed to you, and it will be so. This life is a game, y'all. And you know, the other day, I went to the library, and in my pocket, and I'm going to show you how this life is a game. In my pocket, and I always do this before I leave the house, I choose a certain crystal to work with. And that certain day, I was working with my Lemurian seed crystal. And I was like, okay, lead me through my day. Just take me through my day. And I didn't have any plans. And I just got, I just went with the flow. Long story short, throughout my adventures, my Lemurian seed crystal led me to this book. And I just started laughing because I just realized that whatever you say, it will be so. Like, it might not happen right away, but when I say the word is God, I'm not, it's written in the Bible for a reason. So when you start to decalcify your pineal gland, when you start to do the inner work, when you start to meditate, I probably say this every live, y'all, heavy on meditation, heavy on meditation. Do it every day. Matter of fact, we do meditate every day on Patreon. At like, what time we meditate? If my people still in here, like 4:30 a.m. we meditate, or at least in my time, 4:30 a.m. every day. We don't miss a beat. Well, sometimes on Sunday, no, on Sunday we don't meditate. Sometimes on Saturday we meditate. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Meditate every day, because when you start to meditate, you will learn that, wait a minute, I don't have to react to negative energy, right, Amber? Okay, yeah, Amber, I meditate with Amber every day. So you'll notice that, oh wait, I don't have to react to negative energy. Oh wait, okay, yeah, my people up in here. Oh wait, I don't have to respond to that letter, or I don't have to, you, like, when you start to meditate, you start to realize I am the controller of myself. And then you start to realize, wow, I know thyself. I know myself. And then you start to realize, I remember who I am. Right? Because in your dreams, you'll start to have visions of past lives. You start to have visions of, this is how you know when you're in harmony, like mind, body, and soul. When you start to have frequent dreams about things that happen a day or two, like in the future, you'll start to see the future in your dreams. You're all capable of it. You just have to start to decalcify this thing up here, right? It's very, very important that you not only prep food, right? You prep for an emergency in that way, like physically, but you get right here. Because when you leave this life, you're not taking any of this, your physical belongings. Your soul is leaving. evening and you're taking your soul lessons. So when you meditate, you start to realize, oh wow, I'm becoming closer to knowing my true power, my true self. And then you'll start to realize that your days, your entire days start to turn into meditations, walking meditations. As you walk through your day, you'll start to notice the pattern of the trees blowing. You start to notice the patterns, the Fibonacci spirals in the flowers. You start to notice that birds only fly in a certain pattern because of the electromagnetic field. You'll start to notice like certain things because you can see. You can see. Everything around you, your hair products, your food, your toothpaste has been manufactured so that you don't break out of here. It calcifies your pineal gland. So with knowing this, self-defense looks like spiritual growth. Self-defense looks like spiritual growth. Exactly, Mar. You can smell the thunder coming. I'm telling people, like, look, if you don't see the warning signs now, you don't see the sky turning green, the sky turning red. What the hell? And some people are just out here like, la di la di la, but not judging, just observing, because not everybody's on the same level. So it's not for me to judge, just for me to. You can't force anybody to be ready for something that they don't even know what it is. My tea's almost out. And y'all know what that means. When the tea's out, I'm out. Sorry, I look rough right now because I'm in research mode. I don't care really, but I'm just letting y'all know. I just got my head. I stay in rabbit holes all day in the summer. For the past year, just a little bit of information for you, just so you know who I am. For the past year, my 7th house has been activated. I'm going through my nodal return, which means that research for me has been very hard. When your 7th house is activated, it's hard to do research for some reason. You just fall out of love with it. And so now in the past month, I fell back in love with just getting back into my flow, writing down my lectures, going, just because my nodal return is ending and my birthday's coming up, so my 7th house is calming down. So now that's why I'm releasing lecture after lecture after lecture this summer. It's a summer of lectures, amongst other things, because all this information is vital, especially the next one. Because we have to get ready mentally, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally for what is already here and what's already happened in higher timelines and higher realms. Look, man, even when you think you're alone, you're not. You're not. There are guides around you who are just waiting for you to activate them. They can't move unless you say move. So now that you know that they're there, activate them, talk to them, get to know them, ask them to show you things. Ask for it. When you go outside, try this experiment, and then I'm going to check in with you next week to see how it went. Next time you go outside and you have the bandwidth to actually notice and be aware, ask for something to be shown to you, whether it be a blue car. No, blue car is too easy. It has to be something specific. A white feather, right? Like, it has to be something specific. And when you see it, you'll know life. You'll know, oh my God, I am being guided. Everything that I do is being witnessed. So I have to live with integrity. Even when I lie when I'm by myself, I'm lying to my team, to my guides, to the people who sent me here because they thought that I can bring in the mission. Do you know how much magical shit it takes to bring your body into this life? Your ancestors sent you here because they knew you can come through and bring in what needs to be done. So for you not to activate them and for you not to be living in integrity, it's a disservice to yourself, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. It is a disservice to the collective source consciousness that created you to be here in the first place. So the moral of today is we have to get back to honestly like living a life of meaning, living a life that is honest. Thank you for the bash, Miss Gina. Living a life that's honest. Emphasis on honest. You don't gotta lie to kick it, like Kendrick said. Let's get back to being able to like say the truth and being like, oh my God, that was easy, right? Because we make the wrong things popular. Oh, my tea is almost gone, so I'm about to get out of here. But let me just say this. Before Pluto goes back into Aquarius for 20 years, learn to shed the character. Shed the character that you have been taught that you need to be, to build, to play in order for people to like you. People are going to talk about you regardless. It's part of the experience. So you might as well be yourself. Shed the character so that your real, genuine tribe can be called to you. That is what calling back your power looks like. Your tribe is waiting. But they're not going to find you if you are out here. And look, I don't want to offend anybody, but if I offend you, then you need to figure out why. You don't want them Jordans. You bought those Jordans because you thought that she was going to you thought she was going to notice, you thought they were going to compliment you at the gym. Like nobody cares. I promise you. Everybody's too in their own worlds to, you know? So stop playing a character and be you. Be you. Be you. Everybody else is taken. Everybody else is taken, I promise. I promise. Be your authentic self, and I promise you your real tribe will show up, and that's vital for Pluto and Aquarius. Well, the tea is gone. So before we get out of here, let's do some breathing exercises. Whew. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to breathe in through your nose. And you're going to breathe out through your nose, right? We're not mouth breathers. You're going to hold for 3 seconds and release for 3 seconds, right? Here we go. In. Release. In. Release. One more time. In. And release. I love y'all. Don't forget, Remember who you are. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.